Hi, this is Debbie from Project 39 Mini Albums, and this is my process video on how I made my March 2021 sheetload of cards from Alicia of the Call Me Crafty Al YouTube channel. Every month she comes out with a new sheetload, which is a sketch and supply list on how to make the number of cards that she specifies. This month the yield is 12 cards. And to make it even super simple, you only need 2 sheets of pattern paper. So let me show you what I'm using. On a previous video she had a printable that you could print sentiments and then cut them apart. So check that out. I'll have it linked in the description box below. I'm also using as a base this craft colored cardstock. So I've already cut it down and scored it. I just have to fold it. I've also gone ahead and stamped an image for the inside because I want to have white on the inside of the cards. So I will be adhering this to the inside. So some of them say hugs, but some of them just are plain. I also have in my stash this set of stickers. It came from Crafter Square, which is Dollar Tree, and it is dimensional. And for my paper, I'm going to use this set. It's from Pebbles, and it's got some succulents on the front, and on the back is this green polka dot paper. I had purchased this at a local scrapbook store, and I just bought these 2 papers. I just thought the pattern was really pretty, and this is going to be perfect for today's card sketch. And then the pattern also calls for using a border punch for this little element. I don't have a border punch. Instead, I'm going to use ribbon. So now that I've decided on what I'm going to use, I'm going to get started. The first thing I'm going to do is cut the pattern paper according to my sketch. So it tells you on the sketch exactly how you need to cut it. The only thing I'll caution you about is make sure you're paying attention to the orientation if you have a design that can only go one way. So we'll go ahead and get started with this and see where we go. It really doesn't matter, but when I'm cutting these 2 sheets at the same time, and I just flip this over. In this case, it didn't matter at all. But if you are cutting 2 sheets of paper at the same time, make sure you're paying attention to the orientation. I was very fortunate with this paper. You had to cut it at 1.5, and the rows happened to be 1.5 inches apart. So that worked out really well. This is extra, so I'm going to put that aside. So since I'm cutting this using a circle punch, I won't be able to cut every single one. I'll save them and use them later, but they'll be a square cut. But I do have to get a little closer to cut some of these. When Alicia made this, she made the registration marks to show you where to cut. So I'm trying not to cut those off so when I make my square cuts. Well, unfortunately it's not, it can't be helped. All right, that's enough for what we need for now. And now I need to die cut the outer circles for the sentiment. All right, now I'm going to build the card bases and the sentiments. So here I'm taking the inside piece that I've already stamped and putting on the inside of the card base. And I'm taking the sentiment and putting it on the larger circle that I die cut. I'm just using ATG for this process. And now I'm taking my corner rounder and rounding that smaller piece that's going to go on the bottom of the card. Now I'll put everything together. That larger piece goes up on the top, so I'll put all those up. And then I'll take the smaller piece and adhere it onto the bottom. I find it goes faster if I do it assembly line rather than make each card and complete it from start to finish. I really love those little succulents. And of course I run out of tape in my tape gun, so that's me trying to fix it. And now to adhere the ribbon onto the front of the card, I put a line of ATG on the front and then put some on the back just so it all stays in place. I also used some pink ribbon, and I call it ribbon, but this actually was seam binding. It's very pretty. And I go ahead and put the sentiment onto the card, just putting it a little bit to the left. And then I started adding the three-dimensional succulents to the back. At first I was peeling off the double-sided tape that's already on there, but then I decided I'll just leave it and just add some more double-sided tape just around it so it's sturdy onto the card. And the final part is putting the cards onto the card base. I make sure I put a lot of ATG over where that ribbon or seam binding is, just so it stays adhered. And that's how I made the March 2021 sheet load of cards. There are two other videos to see. There is where I show you the sheet load of cards, which is a list linked in the description box, and also how I made a card box to put all the cards in. So go ahead and check those out. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button, and don't forget to hit the bell for notifications. For more information about the sheet load of cards, check out the Call Me Crafty Al YouTube channel, which also is linked in the description box below. Thanks again for watching, and have a fabulous day.